Hey, what's up guys? It's Rinku and I'm coming to you guys a little bit in the future here because I made this guide a little while ago, but I'm trying to give it the intro that it never had and just welcome you guys to this video. So the last one we went over like catching the horse and the mechanics of the horse. And in this video I go to the stable and go over like almost all the mechanics that you could possibly want to know at the stable. And I also go over the EXP rates. Now at the end of the video I originally had a 10-minute part based on my second macro, if you hear me talk about my second macro at all. However, before I got around to uploading the video, auto looping came around, and auto looping completely destroys my macro. There's no reason to use my macro because it's less experience in auto looping, and it was basically a way to auto loop without auto looping for about half the experience that it would get. Since that is no longer the case and you don't need a macro anymore, I took it out, and I don't think there's a single server of Black Desert Online currently that doesn't have auto looping, so I don't think it would be of help to anyone, but if it ever is, you guys can message me and I'll make that like a separate video. But it's literally just a simple macro, so I cut it completely, and I also teach you guys how to auto loop at the end of the video if you don't know how to do it already. So that's that. Hope you guys enjoy. And one last thing, I am planning on making a third episode. The third episode will probably be about breeding, and if I ever get like a solid pathway for how I do my routes for training, I'll probably make that a fourth episode. The reason why I'm not making an episode on that right away, like on the path I currently use, is because I really think I could improve on the path I use. Like if I showed you the 2 spots that I hit, you guys would probably be disappointed in me. But they seem to have enough horses for me, so I don't know. But yeah, that's why I didn't really talk about spots in the guide, and also a lot of the maps that you see online, like BDO Foundry, are not actually good. Like half the spots for horses don't exist on there, and some of the ones that people are telling me about are on there. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy the second part of the guide, and there's definitely gonna be more to come. So see you guys. Almost forgot, so this is something really weird. Before I go on to the next part, which I don't even know what it's gonna be about, yeah, so I talked about earlier how every single stable has 3. You can see I don't even own any horses that have stables in this area, but I automatically have 3. That's awesome when you're putting horses in your stable. Like when you just caught one, you have to put it somewhere, so you put it in here and then you can sell it. So I noticed that horses don't usually sell unless they sell them in Calpheon. Even Heidel, they didn't really sell that much, that fast. So I usually bring all my horses that I want to sell in Calpheon, or yeah, I do sell ones in Heidel, and usually I do sell, but if they don't sell, I'll delete them or transfer them to Calpheon by riding them. So that's that, but also you need to delete horses sometimes, because if you're going to be a pro like me and capture 20-30 horses a day at all these crazy spots, you're going to need a place to put them, and eventually you're going to run out, especially knowing that there's only a couple towns. So you delete them, right? And you can just click delete right there. So something I found really interesting is that there's one spot that you actually cannot delete any horses. So in Glish, I go to Glish, there's a spot like near here somewhere for horses, and then I capture them, I go to Glish, and I turn them in, and I was like, one day I was like, I finally hit 3 horses, how do I delete them? There literally was no delete button. I'm not going to go there to prove it, but you can see I have, Glish, all filled. I don't want to just go to Glish, like I'd have to go to Glish without a horse, and then leave Glish with the horse to get rid of it. I guess I could use a wagon, which I'll go over in a second. You'll understand why, but not really worth my time. So I just have full things at Glish, and now when I capture a horse near Glish, I go all the way to Heidel. My horse is so fast that it doesn't even matter, so I just do that. And of course, I've been using the horse with sprint, so I outsprint everyone. I also have, that was like, because I got on my horse super quick, because I have quick get on or quick ride or whatever, and then I skip the super slow walk phase because I have that skill. So this has 3 of like the 5 really good skills, but quick ride and the other one that skips it isn't really worth that much gold. That's why I didn't mention it when I was going for the top 3. The other 3, drift, excel, and sprint, are worth tons of money no matter what horse has it. Even tier 1, if it had it, it'd be worth mils. So that's why I use this horse sometimes. Now I have to level its female companions to get that T6 horse, man. Really want to do it, and I'll be recording when I breed horses, and maybe we can figure out a pattern together if there really is one. But yeah, I really don't know why Glish doesn't have a place. Just keep that in mind if you're going to Glish, or keep that in mind if you're at some other stable that doesn't have a delete button, because I'm sure there's some more out there. Maybe it's only Heidel, Calpheon. Well, no, I can delete a horse at Trent, so that's why I don't. Glish, you have no excuses. What the fuck? Alright, on to the next part. Hey guys, so I can't believe I'm still making parts for this video. The other clips are kind of from 2 weeks ago, but some of them are from like today. So I just want to go over something really quick. It fits right in this section of the video. So I just talked about how stupid Glitch was, how you couldn't delete your horses. We're here at Glitch, and I'm actually here to test something I found at Reddit. But actually before that, I just want to say another thing, and this probably should have been mentioned when I talked about items in the first part, but I actually noticed someone brought up that the cash shop sets have an ability. Not only do they have like the speed increasements, which may increase EXP rates by like a tiny percent, but they do actually have a really important ability. It says if you equip 4 or more pieces of gear regardless of what set, it could be any set, as long as you have 4, well, pretty much all 4 slots, there's only 4, equipped on your horse of cash shop items, it'll increase the chance of learning a skill. That's really important, and I think in this part we even talk about skills, so I figured I'd mention that. Alright, so let me bring up the Reddit post, and it says, so you want to ride to the stable that you don't want the horses at, but you cannot delete it. There's actually more stables like this, I think, such as like the mercenary outpost, like one of the first places you go, I think. Any place where you can't, I think, sell or whatever, you can't delete. So we're here at Glitch. I have my 3 horses, and I have my stable full, so I can't even put my current horse in the stable. So, to fix this, first of all, you can remote collect your horse. Now this reduces his HP and stamina, I believe, to 1, but you can get it back with a carrot pretty easily. But you can actually remote recover and put it in, even though it's full. It's kind of weird. So now I have 4 horses here. So that is the first step. The second step is to take out the horse that you want to delete and do the same thing. So tier 1, this is the brown one, and the reason why we do that is so that way its HP goes down. So I guess the stamina does not go down, but only the HP. But now that it has 1 HP, we take it back out again. So I didn't know what this is. This is pretty interesting engineering here. So we're gonna take this horse, and hopefully this doesn't take a long time, because I don't really know my way around it right now. But basically, we need to kill it. And can you kill my horse for me? Awesome, thanks so much, man. So that's pretty much it. And you might be asking, why would you kill a horse? And this is to delete horses. If you kill a horse, it's not gonna be like, it won't breed. It won't have any results when you breed at all. So it's mainly to get rid of your horses. So now you can see you can recover it and heal it, but the catch is I'm pretty sure you can recover it at any stable. So we can kill off all 3 of these horses, go to a stable that we can actually delete them at, recover them all, and then delete them at that stable. Okay, I hope you guys understand what I mean. I'm gonna kill off these 2 horses, and then I'm gonna take this one out, feed it a carrot so it doesn't die instantly, because it's the one I care about. Don't ask me why I have this horse. And I'm just gonna make one more cut showing you guys at the other stable to make sure it works, and to make sure I can get rid of these. Alright, so that last clip kind of got laggy at the end, so sorry if the cut was weird, but we're at the stable. So one thing I just want to talk about before I show you the recovery thing is that, or I think in the intro I talked about the 2 spots that I hit, and I'd be ashamed to tell you or something, but I figured I might as well explain, because it actually does have to do with Glitch. Now the whole reason I was so mad that you couldn't delete horses at Glitch is because there's a really nice spot that spawns a lot of horses right next to it. I believe every spot in the game spawns up to 4 horses, and they kind of like spawn sporadically, and I think each one spawns every 2 hours. I could be totally wrong on that information, by the way. I have no idea. That's just what I'm going off of. But Serendia Shrine, once you get up to this little thing, if you go to the left, there's a spawn right there. That's a good spawn. Not a lot of people do it, but then there's another spawn right over here, and you'll know because there's a road right here, and you stop right when there's a fork that goes up, and you go down, and there's a giant rock right here, and you literally just go around the rock, and again, there's another spawn, and sometimes they'll be like up in the mountain, sometimes they'll be like right next to the road, but it's just this one area and this one area. Having them so close is so many horses. Usually if one's hit, the other one's fine, because not a lot of people know about it. So I usually go to there, and I've actually been turning them into Heidel until I discovered this Reddit post. But now I might start using Glitch again, so it's a lot closer. And from there, like I can start from either of those sides, but if I started from there, then I would go to pretty much Calpheon, and this one spot right here, you can see because it's the square, and it also has the 2 lines here. there's always horses there. Now, keep in mind, these are just two spots I hit. There's a spot over here. There's a spot over here. They seem to spawn on the mountains over there. But I never actually go there. So yeah, there's tons of spots. There's also tons of spots right next to Heidel, but they're always hit. So this isn't really a guide on the spots. If I do find like a surefire way, or if I can't find all the spots, I'll let you guys know. But the BDO Foundry map isn't actually correct. Like, there is a spot next to Trent over here. It's really over here. But the BDO Foundry one has one here and one here, and there's never any horses there. So there are some things that are off, and there's some things that are different. But if we ever find like a complete map, I might be able to make a lot better routes. So don't just hit the two spots that I hit, unless you just want to see me and hang out. All right, so back to this part. I'm just trying to mention everything I possibly can in this guide, and this is probably gonna be the most recent clip throughout the whole videos. So. Alright, so finally we can in fact recover them. It does cost money, just so you guys know, and we can delete them. Thank God. Alright, so just to credit them, the Redditor that posted this amazing thing that probably didn't get enough likes for how awesome this is Factor 5, and I'll probably post a link in the description, if I remember, hopefully. Alright, so back to the guide. Hope you guys enjoy. Peace out. Alright guys, so it's almost time for those fat XP rates, but before then I'm just going to quickly go over wagons, because I actually did not touch my first wagon for quite a while in game. I didn't even touch training until after the first 2 weeks, after I hit 50 and was like relaxing. I'm like, I want those fast horses. So yeah, we're going to go over wagons really quick. So you can get wagon from any stable master, I believe, or anyone that has a shop, which... yeah, I think that's all of them. Maybe just the towns. I don't really visit any other ones, but yeah. So you can get your wagon. Now I believe there's simple wagons like that only have one horse, but the 180k one holds 2 horses. So that's the one that you're gonna want. There is a better wagon which I'll talk about in a second, which is the noble wagon that you can only get from crafting or buying from another player. And I actually would have bought one. I would have saved the money because I definitely don't have enough money. It's like a mil or something, maybe a couple mil. But there's like none in the auction house right now. I'm sure there will be soon. So eventually I'll have one, and that holds 4 horses, which is tremendous. But we're just going to talk about the 2 horses because it's the most feasible. And I'll talk about which one's better. So when you get a wagon, it takes up 1 horse spot. I didn't know that. So it does take up 1 horse spot. You put it in, and you get 2 free horses. Something that's kind of weird is it doesn't show you the horses connected. So right now, actually, I have 1 horse connected, which is this one. So it should be this one and a basic brown one. That's how it should look. That's how it would look if I took it out right now. But it doesn't for some reason. Oh well. So once you connect this, so this is already taking up a spot. This is taking up a spot. When you connect it, it's the same. It just takes up 2 spots. But of course, when you take this out and put it in another stable, it's going to take up 2 spots. So if you have all 3, so let's check this in. And we're going to attach it. I'm going to show you how to attach it now. You click on the bottom, connect wagon, you click the wagon. This took me 10 minutes to figure out. I'm like, oh, you have to click the wagon too? I thought you click a horse and another horse. But no, you click at the wagon and then the horse you want to connect. Actually, yeah, I want to do that one. I don't even know why I put the other one in, but so we're going to attach unicorn, and icebreaker's already in there. So connect it. Now both are connected. Again, this takes 3 spaces total, but including this and this. So take that out. We have our wagon, and just to prove to you that it's not the brown horses, here it is. Looks pretty nice. You can hop on it. And yes, the horses do share experience, so that is really awesome. Something I guess I'll talk about. Well, actually, 1 second. Alright, so we can finally start talking about the EXP rates for training in this game. Sorry it took so long to get around to this, but yeah, it's the most important part, and it's I just did a test. I actually just tested to see if manually riding a carriage would be better, faster, or more experienced than auto pathing with a carriage, and they're exactly the same. So that test is out of the way, so I'm not going to include EXP rates for manually riding a carriage because it's the same as auto walking. So yeah, I mean, besides the fact that you can cut corners, but if you didn't know already, that the EXP rates are mainly on the distance traveled and like how fast you did. Well, I'll explain more in detail. So let's put this in the way and get out our single horse. Let's get out our cow here because it has sprint and it's awesome. Alright, so cow is going to show us
the basic ways. So you obviously know that there's auto walking and there's manually running, and as you can imagine, this horse goes really fast manually running because it has sprint. So that's why this horse is actually pretty interesting when it comes to EXP rates. So I use the path to auto walk, and this is only because Media is not out right now, but I use from Trent to Valia, and so if I'm at the computer, you'll probably see me walking from one or the other to level my horse, and I guess slightly my training, but mainly just to level my horse to breed, or just for your horse to go faster, because it goes faster if it's leveled up too. So that's where I did most of my testing, was I'd time myself, and I'd also look at the EXP gain from going from there to there, and the tests that I did were all with my two other horse that were both tier 3 level 10 at the time, so obviously tiers and levels will affect it too, because it affects the speed, which affects time. So basically, if you go from Valia to Trent in one trip, no matter how fast you get there, you're probably going to get the same XP rate. So for example, on my like little notepad I have over here, from Valia to Trent on my T3 level 10, riding it auto, it gave me 23k about, I'm rounding here, so 23k experience on the horse. When I did it manually, I got 22k, and that's most likely because I was cutting corners that the auto path wouldn't have cut. So I'm pretty sure I lost a k experience there from walking about. And Wagon, with the Wagon it gave me 20k experience, or yeah, 19.8 or whatever, so 20k experience, and you're probably like, oh, so the Wagon's worse experience, but that's 20k on both of the horses. So then you're probably like, oh, let's double the experience. Well, that's all dandy, right? But yeah, I didn't tell you how long it took for each of those trips. So that's not the EXP per hour, that's the EXP for from Trent to Valia, no matter how long it takes. So when you include time, manually riding a horse, and we're not talking about my sprinting horse, we're talking about a normal T3 that doesn't have sprint, you get about 155k experience per hour. So if you walk from there and back on a T3 level 10, or yeah, level 10, you'll get about that much. Obviously, like, speed, like, if it's lower, it'll be slightly lower. If it's faster, it'll be slightly faster. But the XP you get from going there is the same. It just matter how fast you get there. So manually riding it gives you 155k. If you auto walk, you get 110k experience per hour. So that's a loss of 45k experience because of speed that you could have gained by running your horse yourself. So that brings in wagons. Is wagons actually worth it? So the wagon I have fits 2 horses, so we're going to be talking about the 2-horse wagon for now. If you use a 2-horse wagon from there, like I said, you get slightly less experience, and I read a guide that told me you get half the experience on both horses, but I get about 80%, so I get it goes down from 23k to almost 20k, so that's not that bad, and on 2 horses it's a ton more. So per hour, I got 70k experience on a wagon. So if you do a little math, the wagon actually takes me 17 to 18 minutes to get from there to there, whereas manual riding on that specific course got me from there to there in a little less than 9 minutes, so 8.45 minutes, or yeah, 8 minutes 45 seconds. Sorry, not 0.45. I've been doing a lot of math today, kind of confused. But yeah, and then auto walking took 12.5 minutes. So those are the times. But basically, what you can see is if you wagon, you're gonna get 70k in both per hour for both horses. If you do auto walk, you're not gonna get as like if you want the most experience on the most horses, the wagon's gonna get you more experience than auto walking on your horse. But if you manually ride your horse and you hold shift, you know, to go all super fast, then you're probably going to get more experience on that one horse than you would have on 2 different horses. Just the EXP, not like they both get, like, I don't know, but you get what I'm saying. They both get the same amount, almost the same amount of experience, so it's better, and the time gets you more experience per hour. So 70k, keep in mind, you're actually getting 140k per hour because it's on 2 different horses. So 140k total is better than 110k on one horse if you need the experience on multiple horses. And seeing as how rare females are and how you always need 2 horses to breed, you're probably going to want multiple horses going to the top, unless you're like me and just wanted that one horse with sprint. So I should now mention how good sprint is. So sprint makes your horse go super fast, and since the EXP is about how fast, or how far you travel, and you can increase that by getting there faster. Sprint is definitely going to boost your XP for that horse. And I don't think it affects carriages at all, because skills are only for that one horse, not carriages. There's also no sprinting on carriages. I do think, however, horses' speed contribute to carriages, so my test could have been different if the carriage horses were faster, but I'll explain that in a second. So I did some tests. I lost my data, but I actually remember the time it took me, and I'm pretty sure the EXP rate I remember was about 23k, just like my other tests. So manually riding the same tier horse, the same level, because it was at level 10 at the time, but with sprint, got me from those 2 paths I told you in less than 8 minutes. So it was like 7:30, 7:20 something. So I shaved off over a minute just by having sprint. And if you had boost 2, you can imagine the EXP rate for this guy was 180k per hour, which blows 150k out of the roof, and it's way better than wagon training if I select this guy on the wagon. However, so we're gonna go back to the point I made a long time ago about the noble wagon that holds 4 horses. If you're going for maximum XP per hour, you're gonna want to use the noble wagon 100% of the time. Not gonna lie. If it has the same XP rate as the other wagon, which is about 80% of what it should normally get on all 4 horses, even if it's like 50%, I'm pretty sure even if it was on 50% on all 4 horses, it would be faster than most horses, even manually riding them. So obviously I don't have like a bunch of T7s with sprint and boost like ready to test against a bunch of T7s on a wagon. That's a test for another day when I'm like guru trainer with tons of T7s and T8s around the corner or something. That's a video I'll make in the future, but going off T3s and most likely anything else, two horse wagon is only good if you don't manually ride, and 4 horse wagon is good over everything. So just keep that in mind. Obviously, horse wagon or the wagons take forever. I don't know if noble wagon is faster than a normal wagon, but again, these are just meaningless things that I think about for going for the max speed rates. Obviously, equipping stuff to your horse makes them go faster, like armor, and I'm pretty sure equipping armor to your wagon makes the wagon go faster, all which increase your XP rates because getting there faster is good. I think movement speed makes you ride faster. I could be wrong, but some of the like the horse armor. Yeah, this horse armor makes your movement speed increase. I wonder if that makes your horse speed increase. I'm not entirely sure on that. So many things I should come back and add an annotation for, but that is the EXP per hour. Like I said, if you can get your hands on a noble wagon, you'll probably just want to use that forever. Obviously, you can't train a horse skill on a noble wagon, so you might not want to use it all the time. Catching horses in the wild, you should probably have something really fast to get there, so that way other people don't beat you. So that's another reason why you wouldn't always want to use a noble wagon. But if you're just going for XP rates, get all of them horses, put them all on a wagon, and do it. So that's the EXP rates. Okay, so one last thing. So this is getting the end of the guide. If you made it this far, holy shit. But yeah, so something I found that I made a guide. So I made a video of horse shenanigans. I made a video of like me catching a bunch of horses when I got like top server. I also made a guide for tips and tricks on just basic Black Desert Online stuff. All of those videos should be on my channel by now, so go check them out. But the one that I talked about tips and tricks, I didn't cover the best AFK method, which is instead of AFKing and running in circles and AFKing and running in circles with a backpack, you can also train horsing AFK, and I found out. So something that my guildie showed me really awesome. Raymond, he's a guildie of mine. He's awesome. Tell him he's awesome. If he's watching this, you're fucking awesome. I did not know you can make a macro for training your horse AFK. But basically, like I said, all you need to do is travel some distance with your horse to gain experience. And you can make a macro to go forward and go backward, and you'll get experience. So I'm going to actually show you that macro in action. Again, just like the other macro I showed you to mash spacebar, I'll have this macro in the description also. And I'll also tell you, I'll tell you the specifics in a second when I'm actually doing it. If you have a different program and need to make a macro on a different keyboard. And I'll also tell you the rates, because I'm about to cut and test the XP rates for the AFK method, and then tell you as I'm doing it. So that is going to be the final section of this guide, and that pretty much covers everything I've ever learned on horse riding. So yeah, I guess I'm just going to go over that macro. To do that, we're going to have to go to Trent. So, and this is for a single horse, it's not like a carriage thing. I don't even know how you do it on a carriage, and also Trent's not the only location you can probably do that. You can probably do it anywhere that you could back up in a corner to. I'll show you why. So if you have any better spots, let me know. But for now, we're just going to go on Trent, the guy that showed me, and I think some other people have found out too in our guild, and probably some other people that just observed us. So yeah, we're going to go to Trent and learn how to train your horse without being on our keyboard. We could even go to sleep for 8 hours and get experience the whole time. It's that insane. So I'll meet you guys over there.
Alright guys, so tons of time has passed, but in editing this video to be the best that it could be, and actually just recently, as of like last night, and I'm almost done editing this for it to be uploaded next week, auto looping was released. So if you guys don't know, you can auto loop and training, do anything actually, like walk in place, run in place, ride in place, wagon in place, all the way in loops forever. So basically I'm putting this part in the guide is because before I had a section on a macro and how you can training through a macro instead of through auto looping, but now it is completely irrelevant with auto looping. If anyone's like all the versions of this game currently have auto looping in it, so I don't think it's a problem. But if anyone actually like needs to know how to macro, I mean, you can contact me, but I'm not gonna put that in this guide. Pretty much anywhere you want, right click somewhere, hold alt, right click on where you were before, and now you created a loop. It is that simple. I cut 15 minutes out of this guide just because auto looping came out today. So yeah, like I said, I had a macro in which I walked forward and reversed, and it got me about 30k training experience per hour, and I could do that overnight. I also had the macro click food for me. You should still make a macro to click food. It's pretty simple though. I don't think you need me to make you a macro to do that. And you can even automatically use carrots. Holy fuck, it's amazing. So you do not get 30k with this method. You probably get the same experience as you would auto walking from town to town, as I explained earlier in the video. So I don't even need to make an EXP rate for this. It is just simply, if you're gonna auto walk, you might as well just auto walk in a loop forever until you're done auto walking. It is that simple. It is that awesome. Manually walking with a horse does give you more experience if you can't get a noble wagon, but if you can get a noble wagon, you could just auto walk or auto loop for life. The only issue with this, and just to make sure like you don't do this and get frustrated if it doesn't work, is if you auto loop and if your start or end point is near a wall, or let's say my start point was right here and I was on a wagon, there could be a chance like it hits the point and then it has to reverse and it goes here, and sometimes it gets stuck and won't actually like do the circle to get back on the path. So just make sure that you actually can do one successful loop before you leave your computer. Also, I would recommend doing it in towns, so that way there's no chance of someone killing you, because if you go outside of the town, there's a chance someone can kill you. It is very unlikely, and it almost never happens to me, and you probably don't even lose very much if it's from a PvP killing, but I just figured I'd mention that you can just do it all within a town. Like, example, Heidel, you could just literally path from here to here, and it's that simple. So, saved a lot of time on my guide. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Hope you guys liked the video. If you guys made it this far, you guys are troopers. I mean, it took me like 2 weeks of editing because I'm still making parts for this guide, even though the bulk of it was made 2 weeks ago, and I'm uploading it next week, and I hope you guys like it. I hope it inspires a lot of people to become trainers. I hope people make guides better than this so I can learn something, because it took me so long to learn all this shit. I'm amazed. I mean, you can see how much I've gained. I'm professional 5 already now. I'm way farther than when I started, and yeah, I'm still learning stuff. I'm still putting tooltips in my video even though it hasn't come out yet. It's that crazy. I love this fucking game. There's no other game that this would happen to. I love everything. I love you guys. Peace.